So I go home for scans on spring break, and I would just never go back to school after spring break. And they planned a surgery that would be a month later. So it was like, 29 days after the imaging. And they were basically like, this surgery is going to be so intense and so invasive that we need you to walk into that surgery in the strongest physical shape that you can be in. They plan to put me under anesthesia for 21 hours.
Wow.
And they said, we can't do this to people without killing people in the process.
Yeah.
That people die under anesthesia if they sit under for too long. And the stronger your body is and the stronger your heart is going into these gives you the highest chance
Mhm.
to make it out of surgery alive.
Yeah.
And it was a challenge. It was a grit your teeth moment. It was like, okay, I had a whiteboard and I had a day counter. I was like, there's 29 days until this procedure. And every day I'd erase it and I'd go 28 and then 27, 26. And that's when you see like the 4 a.m. wake ups and you see the exhaustion, the pushing to exhaustion in the weight room, that mindset, the Goggins kind of mindset was built when I had to push myself for a month to walk into surgery under the best fighting chance
Mm.
I could give. And so a lot of what you see now and the discipline and the diet and things like that, the the birth of that was in preparation for that second surgery.
Wow. And you're just, I'm constantly reminded of Daniel 3 of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego not bowing down to the idol worship, and King Nebuchadnezzar cranks up the furnace to a heat so hot to burn these guys alive
Mhm.
that his servants that go to throw them in there, they die just from getting near the furnace. That's how hot it was. And when they throw Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in there, they're still standing in the fire. And when he looks in there and the servants look in there, they see 4 dudes in the fire, not 3. And that fourth being Jesus standing in that fire. And your faith, from what you're describing, was born in the fire.
Mhm.
It was born in the heat. It was born in the tension. So you get fit, you beat the 29, you get the 29 days, you get in the best shape you could,
Mhm.
you go into surgery.
Go time. It's like it's game day. I'm a lifelong athlete and I think of everything like game day. I think of preparation the same way I prepare for a game. And I'm like, dude, I'm walking in on this surgery like I'm stepping on the field for a football game.
Yeah.
The same. And dude, we're signing our life away on documents and prep. They're getting the gown on you. The surgeon's coming in, talking a million miles an hour about what's about to go down, and they're putting they have like a Sharpie, and they're like sharpieing on the body. They're like, okay, we're gonna put a 1 here and then a 2 here, and they're just so fast. You're getting IVs put in, and they come up to you and they're like, do you want us to use your right leg or your left leg? Do you want us to take out muscle out of your stomach or your quad, or where do you want to go? And you have to make decisions fast. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, well, I have to make a call that could physically handicap myself for the rest of my life in five
Mm.
seconds. And I said, okay, I'm going to take the right leg. If you can see, but they took out half my quad on the right side in preparation. And in the first surgery, they took out my entire right fibula. And
Wow.
it's like these decisions, it's crazy. And so in 5 seconds, physically handicapped my right leg.
Yeah.
And I woke up from surgery and I was in a physical condition that I can't even describe. Just tubes coming out, monitors beeping. My head was just resting in just a puddle of blood. And there was just blood coming out of my mouth and it was like dried all over my face, and it was the most physically tested I'd ever been in my life. There was a ventilator coming out of my mouth, so I couldn't speak. And I think in those moments, the first thing you want to do, and the only thing you want to do, is just to cry to your mom. I was just like, where's my mom? Where's my dad? I just want to weep in their arms. I just want to cry. And I couldn't. I had to internalize everything. The ventilator was coming out, and it was just unbearably painful. And I had to learn to be calm in the fire. Calm in the fire. To realize, like you said, that there actually is another one standing in the fire with you.
Mm.
That I'm not alone. And I felt the most surrendered, and I completely gave my life fully to the Lord right then. I'd been a believer, but I've been so faith in Christ and faith in other things.
Mm-hmm.
When I was laying there and I couldn't yell verbally, but I just internally shouted. I said, Jesus. The memories of my grandma just praying for me and my brother and my sister. It just all hit me. And I said, God, I need you. I give you everything right now. I have nothing, and I need you with everything. And I just sat there in that presence. My hands were strapped to the bed. They put like handcuffs on you because it's common for people to be in such excruciating pain to the point where they physically rip the cords in the ventilator because they can't bear it. And I laid there in the presence of God, feeling resistance on my hands from these cuffs holding me and strapping me down. And I'm just sitting there. I can't do this by myself. I've hit my breaking point. I need you, Lord. And he met me. He met me at my lowest moment, and he met me in a cry of desperation. And that's the nature of our God. The nature of God is he comes to his children in their weakest moments. Said for when Paul had the thorn in the flesh, said for when I'm weak, then I'm strong. He would say in 2 Corinthians 12, but my power is made perfect in weakness. And I think something to note about that is that when you are in your weakest moments and the chaos is building and the intensity is raised, is when the other choices get eliminated.
Mm-hmm.
When the heat gets turned up in your life, the right choice becomes even more obvious.
Yeah.
And sometimes God's going to turn the heat up in your life to remind you and make the right choice just so obvious.
Mm.
Because weakness increases our dependency on him. And dependency on him is one of the most beautiful things that we could have.
Yeah.
Dependency on God is the root of a childlike faith. It's the core of I can't do anything without the intervention of God.
Yeah.
And I think God's seeking that out in all of our faith. That he's looking at all of his children. He's like, when can all my children just be in desperate need of me and my presence at all times?
Yeah.
And my prayer for you is that it wouldn't take pain in your life to show you that. But I know that there's many listeners who are in pain right now. And I just want you guys to know that his power is perfect in weakness. And that he's going to shape and just gift wrap the suffering that we're all in into the most beautiful thing.
Yeah. If you want to support what we're doing here on YouTube, the biggest thing you can do is subscribe. That's what helps us push these videos out and reach more people with the message.